There we go.
Hey, everybody, welcome. My name is Samantha Justum. As you heard, I'm the Director of Shelter and Crisis Housing Services for the Journey Center. We're going to talk a little bit today about our domestic violence emergency shelter. So here is the mission and vision of the Journey Center, if you just want to take a couple minutes and look that over. And we do have quite a few departments at the Journey Center for education, advocacy, and systemic change. And then next here, we have our shelter mission statement. And this mission statement the staff and I had recently put together. So we're very excited. And then we just have some information, some basic information about the emergency domestic violence shelter. Our shelter is confidential. We do not share the address or location of our shelter. This is the only domestic violence shelter in the county. In fact, a lot of other counties also only have one domestic violence shelter, if that. We serve adults and children, men and women that are looking for relief from domestic violence and abuse. We try to prioritize clients that are in immediate danger. Of course, that time when you're leaving an abusive relationship is the most dangerous time. And we tend to get a lot of calls from people in that stage of an abusive relationship. And we work to meet the basic needs of those who are coming to the shelter. So the first things we need to do is provide clothing, a bed to sleep in, food, hygiene items, because they're not going to move up that hierarchy of needs until their safety needs are met, their basic needs. And of course, safety is our top priority. We are trained in safety planning and danger assessments and in all kinds of interesting ways to help our clients keep themselves safe. And we serve over 300 adults and children annually, mostly children. This is just kind of how our clients get to us in shelter, and it always starts with a helpline call. If we have shelter space, then we would begin safety planning with that client and begin the planning of getting them to shelter. Most shelter intakes are brought to us by the 2nd District Police Department. I would say 99% of the time, our clients are brought here by a police department, just to make sure nobody's following them or anything like that. And then that way we also don't have to share our address. Now, if a client is not accepted into shelter, either we don't have space, which is most of the time the case, unfortunately, we would do safety planning. We would give them other agencies they can reach out to, other counties, other shelters that are not domestic violence. And then we would also talk about some other options. There's something called diversion. We might try to help them find friends and family to stay with temporarily, maybe some other housing program options. And if need be, we might do some safety planning for staying on the street, which is very unfortunate, but sometimes that's the only resource that we have available in these situations. So once they get to shelter, they get assigned a family advocate. And you can see here some of the things that we will link them with when they get here. Obviously, linkage to other agencies is a big one. We have them linked with mental health services. We would connect them with any Journey programs that they might qualify for. For example, our Justice System Advocacy Department, or JSAP. We have a JSAP advocate in a lot of courts in Cuyahoga County. So they will help our clients with that kind of emotional support and just advocacy. And then, of course, safety planning, regular case management. And we are a housing first shelter. So housing is first and foremost. It's the most important thing. We usually start working on housing within the first week that they're here. And most of our clients are going to leave to the Rapid Rehousing Program through Eden Inc. These are just some frequently asked questions, but at the end here, if you guys have any other questions, we can go over those too. But why do we ask screening questions before we check on whether or not we have space? Well, the reason we do that is to make sure they've called the right place. We are connected with 211, the United Way, and it is press 1 for domestic violence, and a lot of people will just press 1. So we'd like to make sure that they've gotten to the right place. We like to make sure that we're giving them the right resources and things like that. How confidential are our services? Well, we have to be realistic. We've had thousands of people come through our shelter over the years. We've been here for 40 years. Lots of staff members, service providers, things like that. So there's a level of being realistic about how confidential we can be, but we do really try not to share our address. We have clients picked up at a pickup area that's close to the house, and we don't have any deliveries or anything like that to the shelter. We don't receive mail here. Another question I get quite often is, can somebody bring their pet? So we cannot deny a service animal in compliance with the ADA. A service animal can be a dog or a miniature horse. I have yet to have a miniature horse in shelter, but I hope every day that it's the day. We do not take cats, even if they're emotional support cats, but we will work with a survivor to find a foster program or maybe some friends and family that can help, or other options. And then here, this is just some of our other programs and some of the other things that we do at Journey. Here at the bottom, you can see our social media. And we do have all of the social medias: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which I don't think is Twitter anymore. And that's it. So I am opening up for questions.
If anyone has questions, you can send them in the chat.
Mhm.
Sam, I know a question that I had in the beginning of learning about shelter is how specifically the confidentiality at our shelter differentiates from a woman's shelter.
So a women's shelter, like when I was the director of Zelma George, the address is listed. Usually, like, you could search the name on Google and it would come up. It shouldn't be that way for the Journey Center. So if anybody ever notices that it is, please let us know. So basically it's just unlisted. That would be the main difference. And we don't give the address to anybody except for the police.
I remember, I believe there were some other privacy measures also for children at the shelter, like them being picked up first from school busing or something.
Yeah, so that's actually federal law. According to the McKinney-Vento Act, client or children in shelter are to be picked up first and dropped off last, so nobody knows that they're staying in a shelter. And then we do have a point where the buses will pick up the children that is not in front of the house.
Okay, that is great. Does anybody have any questions? Is the chat allowing you to send in questions? Let's see. Okay, so I have a question from Sarah Otts, which is, what fun activities are there for everyone at shelter?
So we have a lot of events. We do have a youth program that does lots of youth groups. They do lots of children and family activities. For example, we just had our summer beach party at Edgewater, and we rented out the pavilion, and that was super fun. Just grilled and relaxed and played some games until the rain came. And then we also have like movie nights and things like that. I see another question here: how are children placed in homes? So the children come with their parents. We do have a lot of clients that work with Providence House, so they can kind of get some things done and things like that while they're here, but they wouldn't be placed into a home without the parent. I hope I understood that question correctly. What other services do we offer for clients in shelter? We do provide, your run-of-the-mill shelter case management, where you're getting all those basic needs met. We make sure that clients are linked with JFS benefits, Job and Family Services benefits, food stamps, Medicaid. We will work on increasing their income while they're here in whatever way that's going to work for the survivor. And we do have a trauma services support group, and we do a parenting class as well in shelter. So as far as the volunteer opportunities, I believe we are still waiting to reopen our volunteer program since it was shut down during COVID. I think you can still turn in applications online. I don't know if Alex, maybe you have more information on that, but I don't think we've reopened yet.
That's similar information to what I have, is that we don't currently have a program up and running, but we do accept applications. So if you fill it out on the website, we will hold on to that and contact when it is up and running. But we do have a Meals on Wheels program, and we do in-kind donations. And I can send you further information about the Meals on Wheels program, and as well as the in-kind donations. I'll send you an email, Dean.
And then could our clients benefit from job training and job placement services? Absolutely, 100%. If you would like to work on a partnership or reach out to me, I will put my email in the chat. Anybody else can, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out.
I've also placed my email in the chat, and in the upcoming months, we do have some other webinars going on. We have a few more lunch and learns. Our next one will be on our Latina project, and we have an in-person CEU training on October 22nd, and it'll be for 1.5 credits worth. So if we don't have any more questions, I just want to thank everyone for their time, and we will see you in the upcoming months for Journey's Lunch and Learn and other webinars. And I will be following up with you, Dean, about the Meals on Wheels program, as well as the donations and other opportunities. So thank you all for your time and for attending this session. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and week.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.